you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Pause right there. Bro, comply.
Like anytime you have a situation that happened with police officers and black people, there's always going to be polarization. You're always going to have people that say, well, black people need to be more compliant when police talk to them, so on and so forth. And those of us that are black and know what it is to be black in America, given our history, we know you could try to do every single thing by the book, i.e. Philando Castile, i.e. Tamir Rice, i.e. just name any black person that has been killed in recent history by the police. You can comply all you want, but none of that really matters in the grand scheme of things because the police is an entity that operate with a certain level of impunity. And that's one of the biggest problems with police overreach and overreaction in most of these scenarios. Because when you turn around and then sue these police departments and things like that, the fines that are paid is levied through tax dollars. It's paid by the taxpayers. So there's no real punishment. The issue with policing is qualified immunity. Research what that is so you can have a better understanding of what qualified immunity is. The problem that we have with policing is there's no consistent and real training with policing. What I mean by that, why does it take longer to get a barber's license than it does to become a police officer? Why does it take longer to be a beautician, to be a licensed cosmetologist? It requires more training than it does to be a police officer. So not only do we have a policy issue with qualified immunity, but we have a training issue. And then we just have a human issue. It reaches a point where police begin to operate with the level of authority that really, and they genuinely feels like that absolves them of the human experience and treating people with human decency. And I don't want to hear anything about how difficult the job is because that's always the narrative. They signed up for it. When you signed up for something, you have to take into consideration what that job entails in order for you to do it at a high level and do it in a way that honors those things that you said you were going to honor, to protect and serve. That oath that you take is what you sign up for. So you can't say, well, I like this part, but not that part. I'm cool with this part, but not that part. No, that's not how it works. So black people already know that when it get down to it, when you talk about policing, our experience in this country, you could do every single thing that the police officer asks you to do. And if they having a bad day or if they feel whatever they feel, they will definitely violate you. And there's very little recourse for that police officer. There's very little consequence that he have to face as a result of his irresponsibility to the oath that he took to protect and serve. So what we seen with Tyreek Hill, unfortunately, is all too common. Obviously, since the body cam footage has been released, people are saying, well, why didn't Tyreek Hill be more compliant? And it's like at the end of the day, it's a routine traffic stop. This is not, it's real police work that need to be done. It's real things that's going on that requires the level of aggression that we've seen on display. A routine traffic stop with an athlete on his way to his professional game in a literally 100, the car was $250,000. That doesn't require that. Get the license and registration, write the ticket, keep it moving. But the moment they want to impose authority on other grown men, just for the sake of imposing authority, is where you lose every single time. So black people, we can be as compliant as we want to be. And this is not me giving permission or advocating for black people not to be compliant. I'm just stating what it is. We can spend all the time in the world we want trying to be compliant, but at the end of the day, until we resolve the issues that we have with policing, all the things that I named, those things being, one, policy, you have qualified immunity. Two, you have a lack of adequate and consistent training. The third thing was really just the human element, understanding that human beings should be treated with decency. And obviously, the other issue that we have is a concept that says absolute power corrupts absolutely. Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. You have regular people that don the uniform of police officers and then turn into these caricatures of what they envision policing to be and begin power tripping as opposed to really being in tune with the communities that you live in.